It's called The View?
It's called The View. It's not called The Facts.
Yeah, but isn't it interesting that it's called, I mean, I don't think they meant this when Barbara Walters invented it a long time ago, but it's The View.
Well,
that's the problem in America.
But
there is one view,
right, and
one
that's clearly
true opinion, and everybody else can go sit in the corner.
That's correct.
Sunny Hostin just got tag-teamed by Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly in a verbal takedown so savage, the UN might want to step in. One moment, she's calmly sipping tea on The View. The next, she's metaphorically flat on the floor, blindsided and scrambling for her cue cards. So what happened on live TV that left her blinking like she just opened a surprise 5-figure Wi-Fi bill? Let's just say, this wasn't your average daytime disagreement. This clash had more twists than a reality show written by over-caffeinated interns, and every second of it was pure chaos, confrontation, and TV gold. Buckle up.
They're disgusting. She's Anna Navarro in your wildest imagination. You could never solo host a show. You will only ever make it as part of an ensemble, and you could never hope to achieve the success that Tucker Carlson has. So you can sit in your little cheap seats all day long and enjoy your little negative henpecking, but your careers are going nowhere, and Tucker is about to dominate.
Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly, two people who never need a reason to get blunt, decided they'd had enough of Sunny Hostin's so-called intellectual high ground. Maher brought his trademark, bone-dry sarcasm like a desert wind, while Megyn Kelly sliced through arguments with the precision of a courtroom scalpel. And just like that, Sunny's confident stance started to wobble fast, her soapbox more like a flimsy IKEA stool missing half the screws. The exchange didn't feel like a debate. It was an academic demolition derby. And poor Sunny rolled in with glitter glue, while the others came strapped with rhetorical bulldozers.
About what we go over, because I got so many texts this week, because she attacked me the week before.
Sure.
So everybody was like, oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma. First of all, I'm going to talk about this at the end of my show next week, teaser. But there is no fucking thing as karma, okay? Get over that. Whoopi attacks me on a regular basis. She says stupid shit on a regular basis. They just happen to coincide. But
let's start with Sunny's go-to move, wielding her law degree like a smugly polished lightsaber. At this point, her credentials might as well be laser-etched onto her forehead. Former federal prosecutor, legal analyst, professional finger-wagger. But here's the thing. Anytime someone leads with "as a lawyer," you can bet your last brain cell that what follows will be either wildly off-base, painfully obvious, or just flat-out insufferable. Sunny somehow hits all three at once. It's like watching a legal TED talk where the facts took a stick day and moral superiority's running the slide.
That hot mess that they air in the mornings, called The View, had to issue not one, not two, not three, but 4 corrections, legal corrections, 4 legal notes. Not to mention what they did at that debate, where once again, they tried to fact check only one side. And then when their fact checks got fact checked, they cowered. They cowered in fear. I mean, this is a pattern with them.
What's especially endearing is Sunny's uncanny talent for turning literally any topic, weather updates, TikTok dances, even the proper fridge temperature for mayonnaise, into a lecture on racial injustice. She could watch a puppy rescue video and still find a way to link it to systemic oppression. It's like watching a walking, talking Twitter thread loud, performative, and passionately committed to missing the point on purpose. And let's be honest, even Whoopi, who's seen it all, looked like she wanted to unplug her mic and walk off stage. Sunny's confusion? It's not just visible, it's contagious.
Term you want.
Okay.
Because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word. I don't know, want to call it the super far left, but don't tell me the left
had... Maybe the super far right. Well, he's talking about the left. Well, then
okay, but we talked about that. I mean, I think we agree about the danger of the super far right, and I can't say it enough. I think they're the bigger threat. But don't tell me that the left hasn't changed. Mm-hmm. I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunny Hostin didn't just get challenged. She got steamrolled in a full-blown philosophical demolition derby. The only thing she managed to walk away with? That signature frown of moral disappointment. It's one thing to have strong opinions. It's another to turn every conversation into a sermon from the Mount of Condescension. But that's Sunny's whole brand. She's not having a dialogue. She's starring in her own courtroom drama, where she plays the prosecutor, the jury, and the applause sign all at once. The problem? Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly don't follow that script. They don't need standing ovations to validate a point. They bring facts, wit, and logic like a wrecking crew. And just like that, Sunny's TED talk energy crumbles into bad improv, with no laughs and no exit plan. Even when backed into a corner by basic truths, she doesn't adjust. She just gets louder, as if volume equals intelligence.
And finally, new rule, stop saying that Whoopi Goldberg getting yanked from The View right after she attacked me on The View is karma. There's no such thing as karma, sorry. Sorry, but life is random. The only word to describe it when a big game hunter gets trampled by an elephant and then eaten by lions is hilarious.
Maher sat back, seasoned and unbothered, wearing the detached smirk of a professor skimming yet another freshman essay titled, "Why I'm Always Right." He didn't interrupt. He didn't have to. Sunny's monologue was busy imploding under its own weight. With each sanctimonious breath, she spiraled deeper into a rhetorical sinkhole, one lined with buzzwords, performative outrage, and the unmistakable scent of self-congratulation. Then came Megyn Kelly, poised, razor-sharp, almost surgical. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't need drama. She simply dismantled a performance, one calm slice at a time. Layer by layer, she peeled back the fox gravitas, revealing what was really underneath, a hollow echo chamber of recycled indignation, dressed up as insight.
They had a discussion on The View about world superpowers from the sound of it. That's how they got into it. And Sunny Hostin made some comments about patriotism and America and Black America. It's all in there, Jason. I mean, it's all in there. I'm going to tee it up. It starts with Alyssa Farah, who's supposed to be the Republican commentator. And then you'll hear Sunny jump in. Listen.
If America is not the number one global power, it's not going to be Denmark. It's going to be communist China, a country that right now the government is imprisoning Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps. It is a deeply racist government. It's a human rights violating government. It is a government that if they're the leader of the free world, we are not a free world the way that we are right now.
The notion of patriotism and the notion of America and the American flag has been co-opted by the right as if they are true patriots. But when I listen to Christopher Wray, the head of the FBI, he said white supremacy is the biggest domestic threat to this country.
Sunny's entire shtick rests on one unspoken rule: never be challenged. She thrives in monologue, not dialogue. Accuse, dramatize, moralize, that's her signature cocktail. But when someone like Megyn Kelly quietly pokes a hole in that overinflated bubble, the deflation isn't just noticeable, it's immediate and irreversible. What followed wasn't a minor fumble or a simple rhetorical slip. It was an ideological faceplant in slow motion. Because when your entire persona is propped up on the flimsy scaffolding of moral superiority, even the softest pushback feels like an earthquake. And this time, that fragile house of cards didn't just shake. It collapsed, spectacularly, awkwardly, and in full view of everyone watching.
Trump will be sworn in as the 47th president of the United States, yay, on January 20th of this month. Not everyone's happy about it, and many people would like us to be more focused on the insurrection that he personally unleashed, if you ask them. As we discussed earlier, they think it's as bad as like the Holocaust, and you don't have to take my word for it. Here is Sunny Hostin.
January 6th was an atrocity. It was one of the worst moments in American history. And when you think about the worst moments in American history, like World War II, things that happened, like the Holocaust, chattel slavery.
Yeah, the January 6th is right up there next to the Holocaust and slavery.
Megyn Kelly, whose mere presence seems to trigger Sunny Hostin like a fire alarm in a meditation room. It's honestly impressive how reliably Sunny's voice jumps an octave the moment Megyn's name is mentioned. Megyn wields a rare, and in the View ecosystem, apparently scandalous superpower: the ability to present facts in a complete sentence. On that set, logic is treated like black magic. If you cite data without a dramatic hair flip or a theatrical meltdown, you're practically a threat to national security. While Sunny clutches her pearls over yet another imaginary political apocalypse, this week's version, sponsored by Vague Vibes and MSNBC, Megyn calmly and infuriatingly brings receipts. She cites sources. She uses statistics. She speaks without shrieking. It's a terrifying display of composure and basic literacy. Two things seemingly outlawed on The View's panel.
I want you to note the tone they all talk with him. I want you to look at Sunny Hostin's body language and the way they look at him and everything else. Just because he is a lefty who hasn't gone completely bananas, here they are talking about the word woke.
The term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the Black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and so
migrate.
why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate.
It's not even a fair fight. Sonny's out here lobbing smoke bombs, emotional monologues, and interpretive dance routines about oppression, while Megyn's launching precision-guided missiles of reason that calmly dismantle every flimsy narrative beam. It's like someone brought a coloring book to a chess tournament, and then got mad the other player knew how the pieces worked. You could practically see Sonny's neurons glitching in real time. Every time Megyn brought up facts, history, or logic, Sonny's only defense was to sprint back to her fortress of moral outrage. It was like watching someone argue that 2 + 2 equals systemic injustice, and then freak out when someone pulls out a calculator. You half expected her to shout, "How dare you bring math into this?" And don't even get started on Sonny's war on comedy. For someone who claims to understand law and society, she reacts to sarcasm like it's a federal offense. To her, satire is assault, and a clever jab is basically a hate crime.
Whoopi Goldberg was angry when Alyssa pointed out that Trump went to the funeral of Officer Diller.
Yes.
On Long Island, and Joe Biden went to a podcast. Look at Whoopi Goldberg's reaction.
Choose what you like there, but for Republicans, it was good imagery.
Really?
One day later, yes.
And I'm asking that because I was so offended because you know who showed up.
Yeah.
And he was, whether he was asked or not. This
But he
is a
was
man
invited.
who didn't care what happened to the officers on January 6th.
She promotes Joe Biden and Kamala Harris every day on that show. Trump wasn't supportive enough of the cops who were, yes, in danger on J6th. How does that explain their behavior on a daily basis?